Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Nick. This is Sam. We're from Bambu. And we design, build, and integrate digital wealth technology into financial institutions around the world. We built solutions for global firms such as HSBC and Standard Chartered, offering them new ways and bringing them new ways to offer savings and investing to their customers. And we have Franklin Templeton, one of the world's largest asset managers, as our investor, looking at ways in which we can transform their distribution through technology. Today, we're going to show you an example of an advisor-led product. Advisors are very much part of the investment landscape. People still want the human touch. But technology can play an important role in changing their relationship with the customer. So, we're going to show you an example of a goal-based investment solution, one that makes the advisor's life easier, whilst removing friction from their interaction with their clients. Over to you, Sam.
Hi, guys. So I'm a financial advisor, and this is the platform that I log into every morning. On this dashboard view, I've got some really useful summary level information. So up here on the left, I can see the total of my clients' invested assets as a running total. And down here, I can see all of the clients and prospects with whom I have meetings today. So behind each of these boxes is a full profile and history of my relationship with that client. And this morning, my first meeting is with Ethan, so I'm going to click down here to start planning for that meeting. So I've been advising Ethan for about a year now, and as you can see, this is a list of his planned and active investments. Now, the first thing that you'll notice about this screen is it's not just a regular portfolio with a list of funds and the performance against those funds or instruments. Each line item is a tangible, specific financial goal in Ethan's life. Each goal has its own portfolio and performance projection. And the reason for this is that our goals in life do have different risk profiles and different time horizons. So it makes sense that we should customize our investments to match those goals. But crucially for me and my relationship with Ethan, talking about goals allows me to frame our conversation around what's really important to him. He's not just AUM to me. He's not just numbers on a piece of paper. I understand what's really important and the things that are going on in his life. So I know, for example, that he's beginning to save for his 2 daughters to go to university. I know that he's very focused on building his nest egg for retirement. So today, Ethan's going to tell me that he's got a new goal. He wants to start saving to buy a house. So I'm going to go up here and add a new goal. And from this screen, within just 4 short steps, we're going to go from the very beginning of this conversation to understanding how much Ethan needs to buy the house that he has in mind, and also getting to the point where we know what he should invest in to get there. So this system knows, based on lots of data and user research, what the most popular financial goals are. And behind each one of these boxes is a specific user journey called a goal helper, which is going to help me guide Ethan through some of the trickier questions that crop up when defining a financial goal. So today we're going to use the Buy a Home Goal Helper. Now, it may be that Ethan has already done his research here and he has a good idea of what he needs. He might know the sort of house he wants to buy, have a figure in mind already, in which case we can go down here and skip some of these steps. But today Ethan's going to say, no, he needs some help on this. He's a bit stuck, so we can help him. So Ethan, where do you want to buy a house? Well, it's going to be in Brighton, specifically in the village near where his parents live. Now, I'm his advisor, and I can advise him that he's going to need at least 20% of a deposit in order to be able to afford those monthly repayments. And we both agree that 5 years is a realistic time horizon for the goal. So next, let's talk about, well, what sort of house are you going to want to buy? He's got 2 small kids, probably wants some room for growth. We're talking about suburban England. We agree a semi-detached house is probably the most realistic option. So using just those short inputs, the system's given me back a fairly decent estimation of what a reasonable deposit might be for that house. So calculated based on just property price location for the location, and also inflation projected over time and a few other inputs, we've got to that figure. As his advisor, I couldn't obviously have given him that level of support and calculation just using my merely human brain. So we've definitely saved some time there and got to a more accurate answer. So what's happening next? We've got our goal. We know how much we need. So now we need to decide what's the best instrument to invest in or instruments. So instantly, based just on that information, the system has recommended to me a model portfolio which it thinks matches Ethan's needs. So this is looking at the previous risk assessment that I've done with him as his advisor, as an investor, and also the specifics of the parameters of that goal that we've just set up, time horizon, and so on. If we're not happy about that, or we want to have more discussion around what would be a better model portfolio, we've got some other options here to choose from. So I'm very much in this process. Now, the next step to this process would be to actually go ahead and start defining what are our monthly contributions, what are our initial contributions, and actually execute and fund this goal. So we don't have time to do that today, but just to take you back to the dashboard, once we've set this goal up and we've started funding it, both Ethan and I have the opportunity to log into this system and track how this goal is performing over time. And then obviously you can see down here there's a buy a house goal, which we've got some value invested in already. Obviously by the time of our next meeting we'll have something to discuss and possibly some actions to take to rebalance or other things of that nature.
Great, thank you, Sam. So as we can see, with our platform, we've made Sam's job as the advisor significantly easier. And we've made Ethan the ability to actually reach those goals using some very intuitive goal helpers. So essentially, by using the Bambu platform, we can make the lives of the advisor and the investor a lot easier. And that's why firms are working with a company like Bambu to do that process. So we're at our booth all day. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.